Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here. And in today's video, going to be talking through a couple of my favorite plays on Prizepicks for today's slate for Wednesday, April the 6th. Shorter slate for Wednesday, just 6 games today, but I do have 4 picks that I will share in this video. I'm recording this video around 12:30 Eastern on Wednesday. A lot of the board's been posted already. Still waiting for a couple of teams to be added. I know there's some pending injury news. There's a lot of teams on back-to-backs today, so we can maybe see some guys get rested. But we do have a lot of props up, as of now. And like I said, I got 4 picks I'm going to share in this video. Just before we do get started, guys, hit that like button down below. Always appreciate the likes. If you're new to the channel and you have not yet, click that subscribe button as well. Also, if you're new to Prizepicks, you want to check out Prizepicks, you can sign up with my promo code Noah. They will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my code. And as always, you can tell the picks I give in this video. You can take a look at the board and maybe make some entries for yourself. Prizepicks does offer a lot of other sports outside of just NBA, so if you like to dabble into other sports, Prizepicks has plenty of other options. So check them out. Sign up with my promo code. Get that deposit bonus when you do sign up. And before we start looking at today's plays, we can recap yesterday. We gave out 4 picks yesterday. Went 2-2 on the 4 picks we gave out yesterday. So it was just a mediocre day. The 2 picks we did hit, hit fairly easily. Şengün PRA, I think, hit pretty early in the 4th quarter. I think right when he subbed out in the 3rd quarter, he had 27, and then he came in the 4th quarter. I think he got like a rebound or maybe scored some points, and he went over. So Şengün went over pretty easily. Trey Jones, I think, finished with 10 assists, and obviously we needed 8 from him, so he went over fairly easily. The 2 that did not hit were Fred VanVleet points, and my God, Fred VanVleet shot, I think, 4 for 21 yesterday. Like, if you would have told me before the game started that Fred VanVleet was going to take 21 shots, I would have took his over in points, all the time. I think he took 10 threes. So, like, if you told me VanVleet's taking 21 shots and he's taking 10 threes tonight, do you want to take over or under his points? I would take over every time. Just unfortunate that VanVleet couldn't make a shot yesterday. And then Tyus Jones, we needed 6 assists from Tyus Jones, and he finished with 5. That was really unfortunate because that game went to overtime, and Tyus Jones had 5 assists heading into overtime, and he didn't get a single assist the entire overtime period. So really unfortunate, man, just to go 2-2 yesterday. But again, guys, I got 4 picks I'm going to share in this video. As always, I'm putting my own money on these plays every single day. You guys, I hopefully the way I explain these plays, it makes you feel confident in what I'm putting out there. Even when we have bad days, I always want to look back and make sure that, was I just wrong on a pick? But like when I look at yesterday, VanVleet took 21 shots. So kind of the thought process was there. He just couldn't make a shot. Tyus Jones, I did look at his potential assists, and he only had 10 potential assists yesterday. So that was actually a little weird. But again, like I would have took 5.5 assists. He's hit that in a lot of the games without Ja. A lot of his games without Ja, he's gone over 5.5 assists. So really feel like the thought process is there. Even though when I do get picks wrong, I want to make sure that, I'm making the right selections in the end, even if I don't hit them. But as always, we'll talk through these 4 plays, going to share why I like them, and you guys can kind of choose how you want to play the plays. If you want to do a 4-pick, that's fine. If you want to mix and match, which is usually the smartest way to play, I would recommend doing that too. But let's talk through these 4 plays. We're going to start off in the fantasy point category. Got 2 fantasy point projections that I think are a little bit too low today. So we'll start off with Clint Capella. Over 33 fantasy points for Clint Capella is a prop that did stand out to me at first look, and I do like quite a bit. Really like this matchup for Capella against the Wizards. The Wizards are a team I've really been attacking this year with opposing centers. They've been giving up a lot of fantasy points to the center position even before Porzingis got added. They were bad defensively against centers, and with Porzingis, Porzingis, he's not a great defender either. You can actually look on the season. The Wizards are allowing the 5th most fantasy points to the center position. So the matchup's really good for Capella. I know he's had some big games against the Wizards this season. I think they've played 3 times this year. I know he's gone over 33 fantasy points, and I think 2 out of the 3 games he's played against Washington. And as you can see, over his last 5 games, he's gone over this prop in 3 out of his last 5. Obviously, on Tuesday night against Toronto, he came up just short. And then that game against OKC was a massive blowout. He didn't even play in the 4th quarter. So feel pretty confident that, if we get a close game here, we're going to get like 30, 32 minutes from Capella. His minutes have been a lot more secure when John Collins has been out, and obviously John Collins is out, I believe, for the rest of the regular season. Atlanta, they need to win games right now. I think they're tied with Brooklyn for the 8 and 9 seed, so Atlanta's really trying to get some wins so they can move into the 8 seed and not have to be the 9 seed or the 10 seed. They're trying to move up in seeding, trying to get that 7, 8 seed. So I expect Atlanta to be going all out here, even on a back-to-back. I expect their starters to play pretty good minutes, and I would think if this game's close, we're getting 30, 32 minutes from Clint Capella. On the season, Clint Capella's been a productive player. He normally always is productive when he's on the floor. He's averaged 1.13 fantasy points per minute. He's a great shot blocker, and that's one of the reasons I like taking fantasy points for a guy like Capella, is because he can block shots and he can have those games where maybe he only gets like 8 points and 12 rebounds, which is usually kind of a bad game from him. But what if he gets like 3 blocks and 2 steals? And we've seen him have those type of games where he really racks up the stocks, and stocks are super important for fantasy score. So I like over 33 fantasy points for Clint Capella. That's the first prop I'm on for today. And the second one, another fantasy point projection I like, is over 23 fantasy points for Dwight Powell. So if we actually take a look, this season, Dwight Powell has really benefited whenever Maxi Kleber's been out. And we saw last game with Maxi Kleber out, Dwight Powell put up a huge game. He played I think 31 minutes and put up 40 fantasy points. You can actually take a look at his game log. These are the games he's played without Maxi Kleber this season. And just looking over like his last 5 games, like look at basically over the last month or two, basically since February, Maxi Kleber has missed, it looks like 5 games since February. He's been out 5 games. In those games, 34 minutes, 36 minutes, 33 minutes, 28 minutes, and 31 minutes from Dwight Powell. Pretty sure he's gotten 23 fantasy points or more in every single one of those games. Fantasy points was another one. It's like I wasn't sure exactly what prop I wanted to take. You could have done fantasy points. You could have done PRA. Like his PRA, I think at 20.5 looks kind of good. I was debating rebounds as well. He's hit his rebounds prop a lot lately. He had 13 rebounds the last game without Kleber. The main reason though that I'm on Dwight Powell today is just because without Maxi Kleber, the minutes are a lot more secure. Maxi Kleber is a guy that can take minutes away from Dwight Powell. We can see at times Dallas elect to play Maxi Kleber at center, and maybe Dwight Powell doesn't get those closing minutes. Maybe he doesn't play as much as we expect. But I do feel confident he gets at least like 25, 30 minutes here. The minutes have been very secure without Kleber this season. I like the matchup against Detroit. A little bit of blowout risk here, but I think 23 fantasy points is definitely doable for Powell. Just given how secure the minutes should be. And the matchup's really good. He's been productive when he's gotten minutes this season. He obviously had a huge game last game without Kleber. Not expecting him to put up 40 fantasy points again, but I think he can definitely get over 23 fantasy points if he continues to play 28, 30 minutes, which is what he's been playing in the games that Kleber's been out in lately. So I like over 23 fantasy points for Dwight Powell as our second pick. Our third pick, going to be a PRA prop. Been taking this one a lot lately. It's been hitting a lot, and I like it once again. I think it's too low. Over 21.5 PRA for Al Horford. So Al Horford, his props stood out to me, really all of them. I was looking at fantasy points because Horford, he's very similar to Capella. He's a guy that can get a lot of blocks and steals, and those are super important for fantasy score. And obviously, if you look at his fantasy score, he's hit that in 4 out of his last 5 games. But the PRA, I think, is what I'm going to take in this video, over 21.5 PRA for Al Horford. Obviously, you look at the last 3 games, that's when he's hit he's hit his PRA in all 3 of those games, and all 3 of those games were without Robert Williams. Robert Williams has been out, I believe, their last 3 games. I think the Utah game Robert Williams played in, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong there. But I know Horford, these last 3 games have all been without Robert Williams. And Horford's been really productive. Even in some tougher matchups, like against Miami, that was a tougher matchup. He still had 25 points, rebounds, assists. Indiana was a great matchup, had 33 points, rebounds, assists. And then last game against Washington was a great matchup as well. 24 points, rebounds, assists. But worth noting, that game did blow out. And he didn't even play his full minutes. So he still got there even in a blowout last game. Tonight's game against the Bulls, I would think, stays close. And this is another pretty good matchup. The Bulls have never been great defensively against centers. Vooch has never been a great defender. This is another matchup I've been attacking a lot this season is centers versus the Bulls. So like the over 21.5 PRA for Al Horford. You can actually take a look at his stats this season. When you take Rob Williams off the floor, plus Dennis Schroeder and Josh Richardson, who are no longer on the team, you take them off the floor. Horford's played 485 minutes, and his per 36 stats are very solid. Averaging around 13 points per 36, over 10 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. So per 36, he's averaging around 27 points, rebounds, assists, and his minutes have been around 36 minutes. Like he's been playing big minutes. We know Boston likes to run a tight rotation. They basically play an 8-man rotation every game. So I think Horford's going to play 34 to 36 minutes here if it's a close game. Over 21.5 points, rebounds, assists, I like a lot for Horford. I think all of his props look appealing. If you want to take fantasy points, I don't hate that. If you want to take rebounds or points, I think that's fine too. I think Horford should definitely do enough to hit most of his props here. 21.5 PRA, though, is the one I feel best about. So that's what I'm going to take in this video, and that's a prop I do like quite a bit for today. And then the fourth and final pick in this video is actually going to be an under. I normally don't bet unders, but I've been trying to look more into unders as of late, and this is an under I like a lot. Under 7 assists for Tomas Satoransky. So I know Tomas Satoransky is a guy that a lot of people have been betting on lately, and he's obviously been hitting a lot. You can actually look at his last 5 games. He's been crushing his assists. Had 10 assists against Chicago, 13 against Orlando, and then the last 3 games he's had 7 assists in 3 straight games. But with his prop being at 7, I think worst case scenario, we're playing for a push here because you can take a look at his game log. The minutes have really been trending down for Satoransky. We've seen the Wizards really want to play Ish Smith a lot. Ish Smith's been getting a lot of run off the bench lately. I think Ish Smith played like 30 minutes on Tuesday's game, and that's really been hurting Satoransky. His minutes have really trended down. The last 3 games, he's only played 15, 20, and 20 minutes. Obviously, he's still been getting the assists. I mean, he's still gotten 7 assists in just limited minutes. But with the minutes trending down, with this line still set at 7, I'm fine taking the under here. If Satoransky goes out there and gets 8 assists in 20 minutes, then so be it. I'll just move on to the next day. I'll just take the loss. But when a guy's only playing 18, 20 minutes and their assist projection is set at 7, I'm always going to take the under there. Satoransky, I was taking his assist over a lot when the line was at like 5.5, 6, 6.5, and he was actually getting decent minutes. Well, now the minutes have started to trend down, and the assist line is still really high. It's still at 7. I think this line should be maybe 6.5, if not 6. I think the sports books, I looked at DK Sportsbook, they have his line set at 6.5, and there's actually more money coming in on the under still. So I really feel good about this under 7 assists for Satoransky. Honestly, I think this probably will go down to 6.5. I'd be surprised if it doesn't. Just with how the minutes are trending down for Satoransky, I know the assists have still been there, but minutes are key, and if he's not getting enough minutes to really get all the assists that he needs, I'm fine taking the under. You can actually look at his potential assists as well, so that's something I always like to look at. His potential assists have not been super high. Over his last 3 games, in these games that he's been playing pretty limited minutes, he's only averaged 12 potential assists over those 3 games, which may seem like a lot, but when a guy's assist line is set at 7 and they're only averaging 12 potential assists, like that's another under I'm always going to look to take because normally guys only convert about half their potential assists into actual assists. So I think Satoransky probably plays like 18, 20 minutes, and hopefully he gets 7 assists or less. If he gets 7 assists, it'll basically just be a push. I think if this line does go down to 6.5, I don't know if I would still take it, just because I could see Satoransky finishing with 7, and obviously, at that point it would be a loss. Whereas if you get it 7 and he finishes with 7, it's just a push. So if it does go down to 6.5, I might back off at that point. But while it's still set at 7, I'm fine taking the under here. As long as Satoransky continues to play 18 to 20 minutes, like I feel fine betting his under 7 assists. If he goes out there and gets 8 assists in 18 minutes, then that's just whatever. It is what it is. Chris Paul doesn't even get 8 assists in 18 minutes, so it's really unreal to see how many assists Satoransky has been getting in such few minutes. But this is an under I like a lot today, and these are my 4 picks that I do kind of like at first look. So if you guys want to tail these picks, as always, I wish you the best of luck. I always will be putting my money on these plays every day. Already did put in a 4-pick power with these 4, but I'll probably do some other entries where I run different combinations of these 4 picks. I would recommend you guys probably mix and match these 4 plays so that maybe even if we do get a play wrong, maybe you'll still be able to profit depending on how you mix and match them. And yesterday, if you mixed and matched them, if you did like a 2-pick with Horford and Trey Jones, you could have made a little bit of money there. I don't know if you would have profited, but if you did a 2-pick with Trey Jones and Şengün last night, you would have got some money back. So it is what it is, man. We went 2-2 yesterday, but I do feel good about these 4 plays. Hopefully we can hit all 4 of these, make some money tonight. As always, wish you guys the best of luck on the slate. Appreciate you watching the video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button as well. Check out Prizepicks. If you have not yet, make sure to sign up with promo code NOAH. They'll match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. But again, guys, wish you the best of luck tonight. Hope you enjoyed the video. We will see you in the next one. Peace.